Hey folks, Clusamall Designs here, and this is the reveal slash finale of the Hobby Boss 1/35th scale Canadian Leopard 2A4 tank build. So there we go folks, another one in the books. This one is complete. Obviously since the last video we added the crew figures and a few parts in, so we'll get into that. But before we do, I just want to say thank you for all the support on this build. A lot of you supported me on this one, and we're eager to see this one being built. Seems how it's never really been done before to the extent that I was doing it. So it was kind of scary because obviously we were wrecking my 2A4M kit, and a few people cringed when I said I was going to wreck it because, you know, obviously it's an expensive kit to kit bash. So I was potentially wrecking two model kits here, obviously the 2A4 and the 2A4M. So, you know, attempting to build this was kind of a scary endeavor because obviously, you know, that's a lot of money going down the drain. But the end result is here, and we're going to take a look here and see what we produced. So if you are going to attempt this, just keep that in mind, okay? It's going to be a costly project if you do this. I'm not saying don't do it, just keep that in mind. It's kind of costly because you are, you know, buying a 2A4 kit, 2A4M kit, you know, got the crew figures, the antennas, the legend set. So just keep that in mind. It's it does get expensive, but well worth it if you are going to attempt it. So let's have a look here. So since the last video, we got the crew figures in there. Those are from Valkyrie. Obviously, I changed up the heads. The heads are still from Valkyrie. I just changed them up. The instructions say to use that head on that guy and that head on that guy, and you know, okay. But I wanted to change it up, make it my own. Also, the instructions have, you know, the guy I have on the right in that turret, and obviously vice versa. But it actually worked out where that guy's arm rests beautifully on that machine gun, and then the other guy, his hand works best on that turret. It just worked out, you know, for me better this way. So, you know, for this model's sake, you know, it worked out great for me having it this way. So, hey, there we go. And then from Black Dog, I have a Canadian set where you have a bunch of equipment and whatnot, and I threw a coat down on top of the turret. I think it looked great there. But it's not glued down, so whoever buys this model or whatever, if they don't like the figures or the coat there, you can easily just pull it off, and it's nothing's glued down. So I thought it would just be a fun thing to add on. So let's just take a quick tour around the tank and see the finished product. So again, I like the fall scenes. You know, I'll eventually do a winter one as well, just because of the colors, right? With tanks, it's so much green and black that if you, I find it's just too much like summer. It just blends too much. Now, obviously, the whole point of tank and stuff is to camo yourself, right? But we're doing models here, so I think, you know, adding a bit of color like fall and such, just something more for the eye to see. So someone asked, you know, why do you like fall so much? Well, in real life, I like fall because it's a pretty time of year. But when I do models and stuff, it's just with colors and such, it's just something more for the eye to see. And there's the figures from behind. Now the decals that I use for the CAD pad, you know, turned out beautifully. Each figure took me about a day and a half. And there's a water can that's from Black Dog as well. I left that basket somewhat open so you can actually see the photo etch details. You can almost see right through the basket there. And that's why I left that one open, just so you can see the detailing that I put in. And then you can see like the depth as well. I didn't want to fill that one up too much. Each figure took me about a day and a half each. You could paint the detail on, but with our Canadian CAD pad detailing, it's quite intense. And the decals are a challenge in themselves. You can't even really make a mistake with it either. Sometimes if the decal folds, you know, it's not even a mistake because clothing folds. So, but luckily, you know, I've been doing it for a while now, so it turns out. So very happy with how the figures turned out. And then all the weathering on the tank and such. How accurate I got our Canadian 2A4s, you know, you guys can be the judge. I got it as accurate as I possibly could with, you know, obviously the materials I had and such, but I think I got it pretty close. I'm very happy with it. So there we go. So thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to your comments and thoughts on this, and thanks so much. So now we're going to finish off the Canadian C1 tank. Obviously I have that on the bench. The diorama has obviously been the focus because I was waiting for my book, but I'm going to get the C1 built, and the figures, at least for that one, are going to be a lot easier than these guys because back in the 90s and such, we wore the greens, so that's going to be an easy thing to paint other than the CAD pad. So, but definitely want to get the C1 on the go because that was a beloved tank as well. But once that's done, we're going to concentrate on other builds as well. But the A4 is done. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And again, I look forward to your comments and thoughts on how you think this one turned out. So thanks so much. Bye.